A trial date has been set for a man caught with a pound of meth during a traffic stop last fall. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a tentative May trial date has been scheduled for a Mitchell man accused of possessing a pound of meth during a November traffic stop in Morrill County. David Ring was arrested after several bags containing roughly 16 ounces of a crystal-like substance were found underneath the passenger seat. He's facing a Class 1B felony charge of possession of meth more than 140 grams and has pleaded not guilty to the charge. An April 1st pretrial hearing date has been set, which would have the matter go to trial in the jury term beginning May 5th. Sticking with the courts now, as an Oshkosh man arrested in November following a reported drive-by shooting and standoff has had his case bound over to Garden County District Court. 55-year-old Henry Schuff is facing 27 Class 1D felony charges of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. Schuff's vehicle was located at a residence on West 5th Street following the shooting call, and he had barricaded himself in the residence until nearly 5 a.m. Thanksgiving morning. He's slated to be back in court on March 4th at 10 a.m. in Garden County District Court. And a Texas man arrested at a Scottsbluff motel in September following the execution of a search warrant has pleaded no contest to several drug charges. 32-year-old Oscar Aguero was arrested after investigators found stolen property, more than 800 suspected fentanyl pills, more than 11 grams of meth, $3,300 in cash, and drug paraphernalia when the warrant was executed at the Capri Motel. He pleaded no contest to charges of possession with intent to distribute both fentanyl and methamphetamine. He'll be back in court on March 27th for sentencing. Co-defendant Stephanie Juarez is scheduled to be back in court on February 13th for her pre-trial hearing on similar charges. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then, your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. State Senator Brian Hardin is promoting a measure that would change Nebraska's duty to retreat when it comes to using force in self-defense or defense of others. 11 states in the country are duty to retreat states, and here in Nebraska, the duty is required when in public or a vehicle, but does not apply to your home or workplace. Hardin says that makes the state an outlier, and LB 1269 would change that by making Nebraska stand your ground in all circumstances.
The problem with duty to retreat is that it's tremendously subjective when it comes to court, when it comes to what happens in front of a jury. That duty to retreat, when you take a look at 10 different cases that happen in duty to retreat oriented states, is you'll find 10 wildly different lines of reasoning for why a person did or did not fulfill their duty to retreat.
Hardin says it's not a bill that gives you the right to be 007 or a license to kill, but provides more clarity on when and how a firearm can be used to defend yourself or others. He was not optimistic about the bill's chances, however, saying the Judiciary Committee, where it was able to get a hearing, is where legislation goes to die. Well, Nebraska would expand its safe haven provisions for infants under a proposal considered yesterday by the Judiciary Committee. LB 876 would adopt the Newborn Safe Haven Act, which would provide additional options for a parent or a person acting on a parent's behalf to release custody of an infant voluntarily.
By extending the surrender window, LB 876 is allowing for more time for parents to make informed decisions and explore available resources and seek support, potentially preventing unnecessary separations. LB 876 inclusion of additional surrender sites and options within communities is a commendable step. They offer a safe option for parents, making the process accessible, anonymous, and reducing some of those barriers.
Current law only allows for the surrendering of infants 30 days or younger in person at a hospital. In Nebraska, there were 6 cases of abandonment of children 1 year or younger last year, with only 1 baby surrendered under the current safe haven law.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Ag Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
Bryce Dusky joining you from the 2024 Cattle Industry Convention, and joining us now is the 2024 NCBA President-elect Buck Wehrbein from Nebraska. Congratulations on that honor.
Thank you.
Tell me a little about your background. Some of our listeners and viewers know you, but for those that don't.
I'm from eastern Nebraska, born and raised there. Spent 20 years in the Texas Panhandle in commercial cattle feeding business, raised our daughters there. And then Sandy and I moved back to eastern Nebraska, been in a feedlot there for 25 years. And served with Texas Cattle Feeders, Nebraska Cattlemen, Nebraska Beef Council, and now NCBA. So I've been on the checkoff side and the policy side.
What made you want to get involved in the policy structure in particular within NCBA?
Well, there is so much going on. There is so much to protect our business from in Washington and the state capitals and so forth. I have always had a desire to serve, and so and have been asked and encouraged by people I respect. So I got involved, and once you do get involved and meet the people that are in this business and so forth, that you get even more inspired to try and help.
As we look ahead to the next year, what concerns you most about the threats facing the cattle industry?
I'd put that in 2 ways. I'd answer it in 2 ways. That there are the normal things that we're simply always fighting, it seems like, taxes and the current one the last few years has been Waters of the United States, and GIPSA and things like that it's almost like whack-a-mole. You just got to keep fighting them, and I guess they're never going to go away. But then you come up against more current things and interesting things. One right now is cell-cultured protein that's coming down the pike. We assume that will become an economically viable thing. Nobody's afraid to compete with it. We've competed with plant-based protein for 30-some years, and that's fine, but we need to make sure that people understand what they're purchasing if and when this product becomes economically viable and actually becomes on the market. And so we will be working very hard to make sure the right agencies have labeling control over that, and that the labels are fair and accurate. You're talking about immortalized stem cells that are put into a bioreactor and chemicals and come up with this. Our president, Todd Wilkinson, calls it goop, which is whatever it is, and they're going to try and sell it as beef. And so we need to make sure that our consumers understand what they're purchasing.
You use the term economically viable when talking about cell-cultured meat or fake meat. Doesn't seem like it has been thus far. What have you heard when it comes to the intel on the inside?
Well, what we hear is it's economically prohibitive, and they can't make very much of it and so forth. However, it's technology, it's new. I don't think there's any question they'll get better and better at that. And so I think we have to assume that one of these days it is economically viable and it will be a product out there with which we'll compete, and that's okay. But once again, it is not beef. It never walked on a pasture or ate a blade of grass. People need to understand that.
As I mentioned in my introduction, you are president-elect in line to become president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. It's a big organization, a lot of different perspectives. How do you go about navigating that and trying to serve the association?
Well, that's one of the things that is the most fascinating and enjoyable about it, and also can drive you crazy, because cattle people are very opinionated and not on the same page on lots of different issues, and yet we are all essentially facing the same direction in wanting to promote our product, sell our product, be allowed to produce it, use the land as we know best. The bovine is the greatest steward of the earth's resources. That needs to be understood in Washington as it is out on the ranches and farms and so forth. And so it's a challenge, but a lot of, especially when you come here, a lot of great people in this business. And that's one of the most fun things about it is meeting those folks and seeing what they're like and what they're up against, but also their triumphs and wins and so forth.
Toss a random question your way as we wrap up our time today. Students from the University of Nebraska are here, Beef Scholars Program, saw them out mingling. What advice would you give somebody just interested in entering the industry, perhaps interested in serving in a position that you're about to serve, you yourself?
I would say that you have to get involved. The old saying is the world's run by the people that show up, and there's a lot of truth to that. And so get involved, see how this process works. If I could magically do something, it would be that every producer in the United States would get to sit in on and experience the different state beef councils and beef commissions, the different state affiliates, policy affiliates and associations, and see how people are coming together in a serious way to decide how checkoff dollars are spent or the policy that's going to be implemented by these associations. I think 99 out of 100 people with concerns, if they could see the process, would be fine with it after that. So get involved and learn.
Buck Wehrbein, the 2024 NCBA President-elect, our guest as we talk here at the 2024 Cattle Industry Convention.
Logos in Gering is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gering.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Let's take a peek at your weekend community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, all area high school students and their families are invited to attend Discover WNCC later this month at the Harm Center in Scottsbluff. This interactive event gives prospective students the chance to experience a day in the life of a WNCC student. High school students and their families will be able to tour the Scottsbluff campus, meet faculty members, staff, and students, and learn more about WNCC's programs of study and many campus resources. For more information and to get registered, go to wncc.edu/discover. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.